Yes, as always, Baba's here in his pink coat, his white pajamas, and his hand on his hip, and smiling away with his signature blessing and saying, everyone stay happy and stay cheerful. Baba was asking, would you like to ask something?
Yeah, maybe today you can talk about Ganesh and Ganesh Chaturthi significance, origin of Ganesha, and you know how it started. Reverences and puja of Ganesh. So maybe you can give an overview.
Baba Singh, there are so many versions about what is the significance or what Lord Ganesha actually symbolizes. But at the end of the day, these are, like me, Baba says, they are all avataric ages where they come for a message to be downloaded to humanity. And every story that you probably hear or you've heard of mythological stories, they have somewhere carried always a message on they've carried a message of saying what was good in those times and what should be the message that can be applicable going forward. So Lord Ganesha, the sole representation as Lord Ganesha, is about good things happening. It's about good starts. It's about the same energy that keeps coming every now and then, and where you actually hold on to that good positive energy for good things to happen. So in Hindu scriptures or in the Hindu religion, it says Lord Ganesha represents prosperity. It represents the start of any good work. And hence it is very symbolic to say that these have been passed on from generations to generations and from many bygone eras. And it's more about a celebration, it's about how you connect, it's about community living, it's also about of associating with good things to happen. So me telling you or giving a version about the importance of Ganesh Chaturthi is something that came up more in later years as becoming as a more communal celebration. But if you look at mythology and whatever the stories that are around it, it's about the same souls that keep coming back either as perfect masters or they come back as representation or very symbolic about associating with or asking for the blessings of good things to happen. Does that make sense?
So my question is, so Lord Ganesha was like an avatar who came, or it is only pure mythology?
No, he came as an avatar.
Okay.
Definitely he came as an avatar.
And in his avataric age and period, he must have left certain messages, and therefore people have been following. So how that got propagated? Like we know how Krishna came as an avatar, as Jesus Christ is an avatar, and the stories behind. So do you?
Yeah, so Jesus Christ and same thing. This is celebration or the avataric age of Ganesha is only for the Hindu religion, correct? It's not for the world at large. So it's more representation of the good message of those times or an era where that in that particular avataric age the message that was given was about holding on to your values, holding on to the virtues. The story everybody knows about how Lord Ganesha came to being, correct? So it talks about how, as a family unit, or how your roles and responsibilities need to be carried and taken forward. So, the whole mythological story behind Lord Ganesha is where he was created out of the love and blessings of his mother, and he was bound to be dutiful, or a duty was given to him by his mother, whereas over everything else, he was determined to follow and listen to the directions and instructions that were given to him by his mom. And that's something which, at any cost, he didn't want to deter away from that. Even if that meant that he had to give fight and resistance and then probably get resurrected again. It was actually a resurrection, right? Where the body was given a new head. And it also represents somewhere where it talks about we need to consciously shed away our egos, and where we need to again come back with more renewed energies and take it forward. So the whole representation of that story is where he was brought back to life, and because his father felt that it was injustice done to him, he should be revered, remembered, and for anything good to happen, it should first start with his blessings. So that cycle, or the avataric age of Lord Ganesha, represents about invoking and seeking his blessings for prosperity, for happiness, for good things to happen, and ensure that the message that was conveyed is celebrated maybe every year. So it is that same ancient energy or the same ancient soul that keeps coming back. And Baba says, I probably may have come in more than 100 avataric ages. But how much or how many avataric ages can you relate and can you remember? And therefore, what is most important, that the guru or the master that you have or you have been blessed with in this birth, then you hold on to the blessings, hold on to the teachings of that master for the purpose of which the master has been assigned to you. Now, if we speak of Lord Ganesha or Shiva, it applies to a religion, correct? Whereas in some avataric ages, like my avataric age as Meher Baba, there was no emphasis on religion at all. Because in today's times, where you need to move away from being ritualistic and being more spiritual, then you have to move forward with the times and follow the dictates and follow the message of your master who has been assigned to you or you've asked for the path on which, for your spiritual path on which you wish to go ahead. Is it making some sense on?
Yes, definitely. So basically you clarified that yes, Lord Ganesh is not a mythology, it is an avataric incarnation, and he came for a purpose, and some of the stories behind Lord Ganeshas are actual stories, and obviously he left certain path and lessons to be followed and remembered for certain. So those clarities are important, that these are not fictions, these are facts. The second question, therefore, is that if he represents beginning, a good beginning, and if he represents success, how does that work? Because we can pray to Ganesha to start something and to get success out of it. On the other hand, how Lord Ganesha provides us, or is it Lord Ganesha or the God himself or someone else, how the mechanism of delivery of success happens?
Look, anything that you do or you initiate, you do it with faith, correct? Right. If somebody sells you a car, if you go to buy yourself a new car, you probably see 5 different models or of different companies and different brands, right? Eventually you pick up the car that makes sense to you.
Yes.
You find value in the car, you feel it's going to be safe for you. After you have weighed all the pros and cons of comparison, of studying the features of the different cars and models available to you, right? But the car that you pick up, eventually you have picked up by instinct, isn't it? You have not still driven the car. You still don't know its performance, but you've heard about the performance, right?
Yeah.
You've been told that by past testimonies or rating, this is a good car, and you feel yes, this is going to serve the purpose for you. So when you invest your money in that car, you first do it with faith, right? That will deliver what you want. Secondly, you put it to the test by driving yourself.
Correct.
Right. Then when you are satisfied and you are happy, you feel that yes, it's value for money or it's delivering what it has given me.
The promise.
You feel that yes, the faith or the trust that you put into the company or the salesperson or your own instinct or your own judgment on picking up that car has finally been fructified. Right? So in everything that you do, it starts with faith and trust. If it has been told to you that Lord Ganesha represents anything for a new start or a new venture or prosperity, he's a very happy and cheerful avatar, right? So you associate with that energy and you want that energy to work for you.
Right.
So if your mindset is on that energy that must work for you, why will it not work for you?
No, I know it will work for me, but that is, what is the spiritual part of it? Like, we can put petitions that it should work for us, we can pray, we can do all the rituals. But from the governance point of view, how does...
Yeah, so for everything you can't have like an instant proof, right? You've got to give everything time, isn't it? If you're asking for something, or even if you have studied, it takes a long time for it to fructify and for you to see the results, right?
Yeah.
You put in a lot of study before you actually get on to delivering what you have studied. It doesn't happen overnight, right? The application and the skill acquirement are two different things. You can acquire the skill, but to apply that skill will also take some time, correct?
Yes, my question was that who delivers the success? Is it Lord Ganesha?
Yes, that the energy delivers it to you.
So therefore, and that energy is part of the God energy, or it is separate?
Yes, certainly it is God energy.
So therefore, it is a compartment or a function of the God.
Exactly. I explained last week, we spoke on the DNA concept, right? Isn't it?
Yes.
So it exactly works like that. It doesn't go away anywhere. Now, we are talking, again I'm saying you are talking about associated to a religion. You don't know what is the religion happening in Timbuktu or how it is applied there, right?
Yeah.
Or how it is, or how some other good and mighty souls and saints have worked in the past or even today in different countries, right? You don't know about everybody.
Right.
But you can only apply to what you have heard and seen.
Right.
So for you it is Lord Ganesha. For the end of the world in Russia it could be another god and saint by another name, right? But it is the same energy that works as per the image that you have in your mind or what you have heard and followed. You have entrusted your faith in it for it to work for you.
So the question therefore is, if it is